New at noon, Northland communities are deciding that they won't fly Minnesota's new state flag. In a unanimous vote just last night, the Cohasset City Council voted to fly the state's old flag instead. And during this afternoon's Itasca County Board meeting, they plan to discuss the Minnesota flag situation and possibly vote at a later date. Minnesota's new state flag was adopted several years ago after a public redesign process. Those in favor of the new flag say the old one was too complex and featured imagery that's seen as offensive to Native Americans. But opponents of the redesign argue that the process excluded voters from having a direct say in the new flag. Under current Minnesota state statute, cities are not required to fly the new state flag, but if approved, a bill in the Minnesota House would penalize cities that do decide to fly the old one.